Hey market vendors, if you are merely breaking even at your markets, you're actually losing money. I know. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Kerry. I'm the owner and creator of Couture Home and Body. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. All right, it's not all bad news. There is some good, so let's just get right into all of the details and I'm gonna help break it down. I also have a very useful tool that I will walk you through. I created a market profit calculator that I'm going to share with you so that you can use it and give you better data, be more informed, to be able to pop in your numbers for the markets that you did and have this document as sort of your single source of truth to remind you, should I do this market again? Should I not do this market again? So I'm gonna walk you through this document. This video came to mind because I'm seeing a lot of posts that folks are sharing. They had a great vendor event, or they just had an okay vendor event, and they're saying, look, I made my booth feedback, so I'm good, I broke even. The cold hard truth is you lost money, you didn't break even. Because a lot of times what I see is people are only doing math one-to-one, dollar to dollar, and that's simply not how it works. The way you want to look at what your net versus profit versus revenue is so very different. The piece that people forget to deduct from their time at the market is, well, one, your time, two, your COGS. You have to separate your COGS from your day. So all of your products are going to have different margins. So I'm going to show you different examples from a 3x, 4x, and 5x margin so you can see the difference in, let's say you're selling soap, maybe it has a smaller margin, versus candles, which has a larger margin, or room sprays, which could be somewhere right in the middle. So this is a market profit calculator. It's already built into the doc. You don't have to do anything. What I like about this is it helps to keep me organized, and then I can look back and see if I want to revisit a market, how did I do? Granted, you can have different folks find and come to a market that maybe is your client or maybe they aren't your client. So there are going to be nuances to this, but I think it's all important information. These are data points to have as you live your year, go through your year in your business and see. It's so hard to remember. And sometimes we think, oh my God, I did so well. You know, I made 200 over booth. Yay. Let's look at it dollar for dollar. Pretty straightforward. The date of the market here, the name of the market. For vendor payment type, not all markets accept credit cards. So I'd say 90% of them accept Amex. And then you have the other 10% where you have to use PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. This is a personal thing for me that I think you should use. It's very helpful. At the end of the year for taxes, how am I going to remember that I paid cash from Venmo or Zelle? And to account for costs related to the business, I can pull up this sheet and know, okay, 80% of these markets are on the Amex. So then for everything that's outside of the business credit card, I can tally that up and add it for tax reporting purposes. You're planning your vendor event, whether it's 1 day or 2 days, you're gonna have expenses that for me personally feed into the cost of the market. So if there's an application fee, note that on here. Travel expenses. So for this specifically, if you had to pay for parking, how much was the parking? That is considered, for me, a market expense. And I think you should also consider it as the expense for the day as well. Travel expenses, it was $10 per day to park, so that's $20. And the vendor fee was $650. All right, the next column is sales, and my sales for the weekend was $2,100. So as you can see here, minus the travel expenses and the vendor fees, my net sales were $1,430. Now for all of my products that are at the 3X, subtracting your net sales plus your COGS, this is your true cash in pocket profit. Now if you go to 4X margin, because not all of us sell at a 4X, some of us do very well selling at a 3X. 4X, again, minus vendor fees, parking, whatever for the day. My profit post COGS fees is $905 for the weekend. And then if you go up to the 5X margin, My profit is $1,010. So in this notes section, I think it's so important each day what was selling, what didn't sell, what kind of clientele you met. Was it all your people? Was it some of your people? What kind of questions were people asking? What were they reacting to without even saying anything? It's so crucial to put all of these notes, be as detailed as you can, because I promise you will not remember this even like a day or two later. Never mind 9 months later when you're thinking about, should I reapply to this market? All right, we're gonna do another example here, and I'm gonna do a pretty straightforward. We're paying $50 to be at the local farmers market on Sunday. There's 0 travel expenses. My vendor fee is $50, so we'll pop that in there. Let's say you brought in $65 in sales. So your net sales minus your vendor fee is $15. Now, if you're running on a 3x profit margin, after your COGS, you actually lost money, $6.67 in the red. If you're operating at a 4x margin, you're looking at $1.25 in the red. And then if you're at a 5x margin, you're walking away with $2. Here's the good news. It's not just about the bottom line and what you did or didn't profit. It is about building new relationships with new clients that become customers for life. And that, my vendor friends, is going to pay you back so much more, 10 times more, 20 times more than the -6, the -1, or the +$2. Because if you find one client for life and they come back and they're spending, let's say your AOV is $30, $40, they just have to come back one more time and you're already back in the green if you were in the red. Regular income from a customer for life is way more valuable than just the day's sales. Think about that. A lifetime customer is so much more valuable than what's on the spreadsheet. That's the good news. So, next time you are getting ready to do your vendor event, as we head into vendor heavy season, grab this document and start adding in all of your markets. And if you already have something similar to this, or you have your notes scattered, you can always go and look on your Shopify or your Square and see what you made. You can move into this document and have that historical data. The other good news is I am sharing this document with you for free. It's linked down below in the description. All you have to do is click the link. It's going to prompt you to make a copy, so that way it doesn't get mucked up. So make a copy of this document, save it to your own drive. You can call it whatever you want, whatever makes sense for you. And I know you will find some value in this document. It's something that I've been using since I started my business or started doing markets. I started doing markets about a month and a half after I launched. I just wanted to get out there. I think I did like 50 something markets in a 6-month period. Everyone's profit margin is going to be different. Just focus on what you and your business are doing. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Keep going, keep getting out there, because even if you have a slow day or a no day, let's say nobody comes to the market. Oh my God, we've all been there. Oh, it is soul sucking, it hurts. It's maddening, it's frustrating. Sometimes it makes you just want to scream. Sometimes it just makes you want to cry. You are not alone. But the other good news and the takeaway from there is the other vendor relationships that you've met. You know, you always meet your neighbors, people across from you. On your way to the bathroom, you see another booth and they're selling some beautiful things. You start forming new relationships, and the vendor community, man, it is tight, it is strong. Hey, was this market good? No, stay away. Hey, was this market good? Yes, yes, yes. I have one more bonus tip for you. If you are just getting into markets or you've been doing them for a really long time, I see this question a lot. If you're unsure about a vendor event, go back to their previous year or whatever, 2 years, and look at and see who are the vendors that are there. Catch them in the reels, catch them in the store, whatever they have shared on social media. go find those vendors. And it doesn't necessarily have to be someone in your category. I think what's important is getting a full 360-degree view of how is the foot traffic? How were your sales? Did you find that it was helpful? Were they great to work with? What was the process like? Were they helpful, or is there any red flags that maybe popped up for you? Vendors love to share information and talk, and we help each other. Slide into someone's DMs and be like, yo, I see you're at this market. Can you give me some feedback? How was it for you? That is the best way to know. And then my other second bonus tip, if it's a brand new market and there's no history whatsoever, skip it. I know. We want to help support, we want to do the things, but they've got to find their legs, and it's so tough to be the guinea pig, so to speak, or to be, the new vendors that are helping them out. And that's just tough. If you are in a place where you're like, I don't care, it's a new market, I just want to get my feet wet, I don't know what it's like at a market, then I'd say go for it. If the vendor fee reflects that they are a new market and it's small, I had this happen when I was in Los Angeles. It's a brand new farmers market. They reached out because they saw that I was a local small business and I wanted to take part. And I said, you know what, let me swing by and see what it's like, see how they're running things before I make a decision, because it is new. And they were going strong. They were there every week or every 2 weeks, but they were hidden. And even with signage, it's hot in LA. People aren't necessarily paying attention. It was on a major thoroughway. People were not stopping. Like it was just like the worst location. I did go, I shopped, I supported. It was small. People were great. I met the market manager. She was great. It was just a really tough location. You wouldn't know it was there. And if you weren't paying attention, or you're just paying attention to the road, you missed the sign saying, market, market. It unfortunately didn't do well. I think it only lasted maybe 6-7 months. It was also a $50 vendor fee, which I thought was pretty high. It just never found its audience. So anecdotally for me, that is just one example that I wanted to share with you. Again though, make the decision based on what works and what is right for you. All right, so I'm releasing this document into the wild. Good luck, have fun, and make sure you are always tracking all the expenses for the day. Did you bring your lunch or did you pay for it? Add it to the fee, right? Was there an application fee? Any purchases that you make to support other vendors, enjoy. And they love you for it, and I love you for being here. Thank you so much for carving out a little piece of your day to hang out with me. If you want to keep hanging out, please consider watching another video. That helps me so much. The likes help, the subscribes help. I appreciate y'all. But continuing to hang out on the channel and watch more videos really helps me out. So until the next one, you guys, I'll see you then. Bye.